What's up, everybody? It's Andre Iguodala from the Golden State Warriors here. It's my pleasure on behalf of New Amendment and the Point Forward podcast to invite you all out on Friday, March 10th to Beyond the Big Ten live recording taking place at Over Under Sports Bar in Lincoln Park, Chicago. That's Friday, March 10th at Over Under from 3 to 7 p.m. Look forward to catching y'all there.
We're going to start this thing on off. Welcome back to another episode of Karma's Crew Podcast. Got the special guest, my guy Willie B here. Appreciate you coming in and rocking with us. Myself, thanks for Aaron Craft. Who else? Jardy Sullinger. Shout out to New Amendment for making all this possible. We appreciate y'all for coming in and rocking with us, even though this been a rough year for us. But Buckeye's been looking good lately, so we kind of happy about that. We gonna let Will start it off and just what's your thoughts on this season? I would say, and what you've been seeing since you've been in Columbus and around the program.
Well, as far as the season, I'm a bit shocked that we in this position. You know, I thought we played like great non-conference games against some great competition that would have had us ready, you know, for the conference. But obviously, you know, I think we just don't know how to finish games. I mean, every game for the most part is pretty close. I think we just don't, you know what I'm saying, toughen it out and just finish how we need to. But I mean, if they don't have like a broken mindset, I think we can still try to make a little noise, at least mess everybody else party up in the Big Ten tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's come out with some noise, man. But as of late, though, I feel like we've been playing better. I feel like we've been playing with a little bit of toughness, letting our defense dictate our offense a little bit more. And I think the seniors stepped it up a little bit. Yeah, we've been playing a little tougher.
No, definitely.
That's been helping, and I love our young guys too.
Right. Will, being the mid-range assassin that you are, I know you watch how Bryce maneuvers and gets to his mid-range jump shot. What do you think about Bryce Sensabaugh this year and how he's been playing?
Offensively, bro, he's one of the most efficient guards I've seen, especially as a freshman. He can get a shot off at any time. I rarely see him miss, bro. He's too efficient. Like, I just wish he played a little bit more defense on the other end. But other than that, though, I have no offensively, I have nothing to say.
Polished,
he's really, like, he can get to any spot. He know how to get to his spots already. He has his spots on the floor he can just raise up and get to with no problem. So, you know, offensively, I love him. But just feel like we need to step it up a little.
Who's better in the mid range though? You or him?
At this age?
Where are we going?
At my age, no, he got me for sure.
I love that question. Way to defer to not being practical.
I like that.
I'm taking you saying.
At that age, for sure, he got me. That man was shooting. He's shooting like 50 from 2 and 3 almost. Like it was crazy at one point. Yeah, like that was crazy. As a freshman to come in and be that efficient is pretty amazing.
Nah, I will say the freshmen had their little drop off, here and there in the month of February and a little bit in January. But this last week or week and a half, I would say that they all picked it back up, and I'm glad to see everybody just coming out there with a little heart, a little effort, a little swagger, playing with a purpose, even though the purpose is kind of behind us now.
Right.
But just for everybody to come out and continue to keep going and, show that, it's something more than themselves, to go out there and fight for them. Not just, who's in front of you, but, the players before us and things like that. I know Kraft was there for the captain's dinner and things like that to touch on what the guys were feeling. And, they just wanted to see that everybody was still behind them, and I think they've been playing that way and playing more free. So we're going to talk about this last week, get into the X's and O's. I predicted it. I'm going to just throw that out there, that we was going to get the win. We was going to get the win on senior night versus a ranked opponent, too. So I'm happy about that one.
Who's won one game on the road.
What they got to do with something. Let's not rain on a parade, Crash. Let's not do that.
Great job, Dave. Great job.
We need positivity for our season that we had. But looking into that game, Sully, what did you see from the Buckeyes on senior night?
I saw Felix play well, man, on both sides of the ball. I thought he was big time. 12 rebounds.
Best player out there.
Yeah, I think he had a double-double. So, when Felix plays like that and we got the type of offensive power from the guard spot, he just changed the pace for our game. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the paint's a little bit more open just because he's a lob threat. You know, Bruce played well. Bryce he's been playing well. And, you know, we say this every episode when Justice is attacking and he's aggressive. We just like that type of Justice for this basketball team. So I think we got a chance to make a good run in the Big Ten tournament. I mean, it's going to be a long, long way with us starting on a Wednesday. But if we keep taking the momentum that we had since the Illinois game and the Maryland game, and even the Michigan State game in the second half, I think we got a chance. We got a chance to really play well.
Felix played great on the other end too. You know, like having a guy that can just protect the rim, and if he's not blocking the shot, he's altering the shot. So I mean, that's just makes the defense that much harder to score on, and making guys think about that, especially, you know, with the guard they had in Young. I feel like we did a good job of containing him for the most part, and Felix had a lot to do with protecting the rim. So I mean, you see the upside, right? Yeah. You know, the upside of him, the upside of Bruce, Roddy's upside. He's going to continue to get better. So it was great to see them win 2 games in a row. You know, I think the first goal was to win a game because it's been 30 days since we'd won or whatever. And then it would have been very easy to just kind of let your guard down and be like, okay, we made it. But they found a way to win another game, which was good. And then I thought they played well at Michigan State. Times in the not near past that they would have just given up. I mean, Michigan State came out firing, making everything it seemed like, and it would have been very easy for them to just kind of pack it in and say, okay, we didn't have it today, but we stuck around. We kept putting our nose in there. So that's what I love to see, especially on something like that. You know, their senior night up there, it's not an easy place to play. So I think we're trending in the right direction.
I like it. For me, just the effort from start to finish was the best thing for me, because like we said earlier in some podcasts, when things got bad, we would fold. But just to see the energy, I don't know what it was, maybe because it was senior night, you know, for Ice, Justice and Sean, to go out there and get a W, you know, the last time playing in the shot, you know, that's major. You know, I remember my senior night, of course. It was just a dismantling.
It was a deal with it.
The Big Ten.
It's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, that was a special night, you know, with everything with Wisconsin. Well, we got the job done kind of early, really. We set a record, too, for like consecutive threes, I think, or something like that. Yeah, so.
John missed the only one.
It would be Dean.
On record. It was John.
It would be Dean. But no, that's something special, you know, that you take with you, you know, for the rest of your life. You definitely don't want to lose on a senior night. You know, that's something that, you know, you can't never get back. So, I mean, for them to go into Michigan State, I knew it was going to be a rough one. But like you said, the fight that they showed is something that we've been missing all year. We don't know where it's been. Mm-hmm. And like Will touched on, we didn't see none of this coming. We thought we were going to be, you know, ready for the Big Ten season, you know, after the schedule that we had. But, you know, things just didn't go our way. But it's starting to turn a little bit. So, you know, hopefully we can see what happens in this Big Ten tournament coming up. But what's your guys' thoughts on the overall season
that would be the
that
French
we had to finish out?
Wi-Fi kind of coming at us right here.
Lighty.
So, Dave, we love you.
Crap.
We appreciate you.
What's wrong?
We can't hear you anymore, my
That's
friend.
Lighty for you.
So,
What you mean? I can hear me.
There you go. Welcome back.
okay, now you're good. Now you're back.
Which part did y'all
Will
hear?
said something. Will made some comment about the French, so I'm sorry. Will made some
Stop
weird
lying, 'cause I
comment
can hear
about
you.
the French Wi-Fi.
I can hear you.
Thanks, bro. Thank you,
I can hear
Dave.
you. But, okay, now we're going to start that off. What party went out at the end?
I don't know if it was the end because I don't know where you stopped.
I don't know where you
fella.
stopped at.
Dang, that's crazy.
You were saying,
It was towards the end. It was
You
towards the
saying
end.
something, then
Okay.
I'll say you just
All
stopped.
right, I'll say just we know the season didn't go how we wanted it to go, and nobody predicted this. But you know, finishing out the regular season and how things you know were. What do you guys see in the overall aspect of Ohio State basketball this year?
I think that's a question Will should answer.
And it's all of it.
Say that again, Dave. I'm sorry.
No, just the overall season. Regular season is over now. It's not what we thought it was going to be. So just the overall thoughts on what you think we could have done better or should have done, and things that maybe you would have did to change
it's
around.
It's tough to say. It's tough to say what I would have did different. I mean, most of it was more effort, like you say, just playing with toughness. I don't think you can teach. I mean, I think they got the right coaches around to, put them in the right position to be the best players that they can be. So I think it was just more of toughness. I don't think you can really, change it around. I like the way Bruce has been playing too. I like the way he's been leading. He's playing more comfortable. Yeah. I think when he's rolling, I think we look pretty good. Like you guys been talking about Felix. I love the way he's been playing also. But I'm just looking forward to next year. Hopefully they can make a nice run in the Big Ten tournament. I think these first couple games, if they get through these, teams that's trying to make it into the tournament on a bubble kind of, take us through kind of the trenches. I think we can get through these first two. I think we can make some noise and, possibly win. I mean, we have a nice little run, so hopefully, anything is possible.
It's been done before. It's been done before.
Yeah. So
Crab talked about it. Well,
it's tournament
first time on
baby.
the podcast. No, I think obviously the season went completely different than how we thought, but I think one of the biggest things that the experience that the younger guys gained should be invaluable of what they learned throughout this year, and that's something that I'm hoping that coaches are telling them, and I'm for sure going to try to talk to Bruce about once the season's over. It's just to for them to look back on the season, and I think they need to analyze a little bit and see what worked, what did not work, what didn't go well, so that they can be better for the years to come. Because obviously, that's kind of where we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
But the trajectory we're on now, I think everyone's gotten a little more comfortable. They're starting to figure out what their roles are. So it's been great to see. And I'm excited that we play Wisconsin first. I think we played pretty terrible that entire game except for the last 5 minutes. And when like Will said, when we played with effort and enthusiasm, like that last 5 minutes, Wisconsin really struggled.
We almost won.
They couldn't score. They looked disconnected. So if we can play with some confidence, we win that first game. And then you guys know, if you have a bye, you're playing a team that's already played a game, that's already been in the gym and already, been in front of the crowd. They've touched the basketballs and all that kind of thing. It's easy to get off to a slow start if you're on a bye. So if we can, come out and play with energy and enthusiasm the first game, who knows what happens after that?
Yeah, I'm with you, Kraft, because I feel like, teams that has a bye, they kind of already know they're in the NCAA tournament. Now they're just playing for seeding. For us, we're going to be playing, thirsty, hungry, trying to, figure things out and ultimately playing for next year. With this young group of guys, I thought going through the trenches, losing, this kind of resets the program and kind of puts us back in the place where we can start getting things rolling next year. Because I think this group of guys, these freshmen, they can be a good locker room presence of telling the incoming freshmen what not to do for the next year coming up. So I think, going through all this, next year can only be better. I mean, we had a lot of close games, Minnesota, at Maryland, at Rutgers, Nebraska, Illinois. I'm looking at the schedule, Wisconsin, at Michigan, Northwestern. Like, there's a lot of games where we lost by 6 or 7 points that, ultimately next year that Bruce is going to know how to figure out. If Bryce comes back, Bryce is going to know how to figure that out. Felix, he's playing even better because he doesn't have to look over his shoulder because he's the only person we're depending on. And next year, he's going to be better. So I just think the locker room is going to be a totally different atmosphere. And on top of that, winning time is going to be a totally different atmosphere with this group of guys.
I think definitely. I think that's definitely what it's going to be. But for us, with the guys leaving and, possibly, Bryce testing the waters and seeing what's happening, I think he's going to come back for another year. I think he needs to. Maybe a month or two ago, he was going to be out of here. But I think coming back another year will be good for him, and it'll be good for the program as well. Like you said, integrating the new guys and the guys that we have right now, I think the future is only bright for us. So hopefully, like we said, we can use this these last couple games or this tournament, to gain some more knowledge, some more, battles and understand what we're good at and what we need to work on, headed into the off season afterwards. And we'll talk about this scout report since we got Wisconsin coming up for the Big Ten tournament. Kraft just touched on it, but I think it's a winnable game. I think it's going to be us getting it done, especially how we've been playing this last couple of weeks. I see us just enforcing our will from the beginning of the game. If we play with that same energy and that same pace on both ends, and of course, Sully, if Justice is aggressive and attacking, I mean, we didn't even talk about it. Him in Michigan State, he was touching on a triple-double almost.
Yeah.
10 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. It's like this is the Justice that we've been waiting on. I mean, so hopefully, he's going to have his eyes open like this could be my last game. So for him to go out and be aggressive is going to be key for us to, hopefully get this win versus Wisconsin. But Will, I'll let you touch on it. Will, what do you see for this upcoming Big Ten tournament and, the gauntlet that we potentially have to go through to try to make the NCAAs?
I agree with you guys. I think, like what Sully was touching on, I think these first two games, like people that's trying to, find a seeding, trying to get in the tournament, I think if we make it through these, I think we can, get teams that's lacking, teams that's already, seeded or whatever. And I think we just not need to dig ourselves into a hole early. I think we do that quite too often, and then we got to dig ourselves back out. So if we start off aggressive and, sometimes we start off aggressive, we look good and then we missing wide open layups. So, it's always something. So I just think if we just need to, just come out and just stay at an even kill, just come out aggressive at the beginning, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, be free. Be free. I mean, that's
at this point, you have nothing to lose.
Exactly.
At this point, so you might as well just play ball at this point.
It's open gym, but it's real shots, though.
You're totally right. I think this has this game, especially the first one, has absolutely nothing to do with who we're playing. It's all about our attitude, our mindset going into it, and how are we going to approach it. I think obviously it's the first postseason game for a lot of the four of our starters that are going to be in. So that could be interesting. How do they handle, what that's like? It's just kind of it's like a new vibe kind of thing. So hopefully they can lean on. We don't have a lot of guys that have played a ton of postseason games. So that could be something that's challenging. But I mean, if I'm not saying the road is easy for us by any stretch, but I think Wisconsin's a very winnable game. Then we play Iowa, who I think, if they're making shots, it's really tough. If they're, maybe missing some shots, it could be challenging for them. And then Michigan State, who we just play tough on the road at their place. We can win a few games this upcoming week. I think it really depends on how we approach. What's our mentality? Do we want to keep playing?
Yeah.
Do we want to play as many games as we can, or do we want to go back to campus and start going to class like normal students? I would like to keep playing. So, but we'll see. I think they're winnable. I think there's a path for us to win some games.
You're right, Kraft. I mean, we just got to have the mindset of, did we pack till Sunday? Or did we just pack for that one day to be there? And I just think, like Will said, it got to be aggressive. We just got to come out and be aggressive, leave it all out there. The only thing that, kind of makes me sick is that, Justice waited the last, 7-8 games to be like, all right, I'm going to be aggressive. And he just got to keep being aggressive and just keep playing. He's playing like it's his last time playing basketball in Ohio State jersey, and he should have been playing like that from the beginning of the year. So we got to keep playing hard and keep figuring things out.
Absolutely, because that's a terrible feeling when that last game, boy.
Man,
you ain't win nothing, boy. That's a terrible feeling, especially
it ends quick, don't it, man?
The tournament, Big Ten, ending in the Big Ten. That's a terrible feeling, bro. This year,
man.
It ends so fast.
It's sad.
What do you guys think? Needs to happen in the off season? I think we have a couple questions in Twitter, kind of asking about our young guys and all these things. So what needs to happen in the summer to help kind of prepare us for what's coming up next season, especially because obviously, our off season's coming shorter, or like it's coming a lot quicker than it is later. So what's the mindset of the guys? What's the mindset of the coaches? What are some things that we're kind of looking at in the summer as we move forward?
I mean, we're all Mata guys, so I mean, we go with what we know, and and that our summer, our spring and summer, it was hell. It was literally hell. We competed. Our individual workouts, we competed. We didn't just work on our games. We was competing. In the summertime, we was playing Monday through Friday. Older guys is coming in, the Leon Rogers of Columbus, the George Reeses, Scooney Pins, Mike Conley, Greg Oden. Greg one time brought Jared Bayless to open gym, and that's why I knew Evan Turner was a lottery pick. You're right. Because E.T. went to work. Yeah, he was cooking. Yeah. So, things like that, they just need to compete and need to learn how to play with one another, and learn, not learn the offense, but learn how to play free spirit basketball. Open gym is we don't run plays in open gym, but we knew where everybody was at and how we react on the down screens. We ran horns. We just naturally was running plays, and that became the flow of our basketball. And that was just our motion. And so I think that's where, this summer and spring, where they got to get better at is just finding ways to play and compete and just, get after each other. It was almost like a fight every time we played.
Yeah, but it was a little different, Sully. They get hours, restricted hours now. So we can just be in the gym whenever.
True.
So they can only get 8 hours a week or something like that. It was just crazy in the summer or something
excuses,
like that.
Man.
No, I'm with you.
But no, you're right.
It's just totally different. Like Rich used to have us in there all day, then we'll go.
They can get all the food they want, though.
Right. No, that's true.
And a limited Gatorade.
Yeah, we had 12. Yeah, Benny was throwing 12
one a person,
Gatorade,
my guy.
Literally one person. Gatorade. We only get one Gatorade. Ain't y'all responsible? No, but for me, I'm with you, Sully. I think that literally it should be work and consistency, day after day, no matter what's going on. It's mental toughness. I think that's where we lacked a little bit this year during crucial moments. So being free, of course, and knowing your players, knowing your teammates, what's their strengths, what's their weaknesses, but also being yourself as well. I think sometimes we got a little lost in, all right, it's your turn, now it's your turn, and now it's your turn, instead of being, all together as a group. And I think that's what made us so good. Everybody could be themselves, throughout the whole flow of us playing in the game. And I think if we take that mentality and just continue to work day in and day out, and like you said, the older guys, us included, coming back and, beating up on them a little bit and, giving them our knowledge and helping them out as much as we can, then I think the sky will be the limit for us next year for us with the season coming up again and the guys that we got coming in. So hopefully they just look at this past Big Ten tournament coming up right now as a good opportunity to get ready, for next year. And like you said, be free. So that's what I'm looking forward to as things go on for next year.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Got anything, Will?
Yeah, I think it was like a learning experience for the coaches also. I think they'll be better.
Yeah, this is new for them.
So I don't think they expected this either. So I think with the younger guys coming back and the coaches going through this type of situation, I think it'll prep us for next year. And I'm pretty sure they're going to work pretty good. I mean, that has to be the end result. I mean, if you don't work, you're not going to get no results. So, but I think it'll be fine for next year. I think we'll be fine with a good class coming in.
I think, I think they just need to learn how to play basketball, like you said, Sully. I think,
and it's been
there's just a lot of times where it feels like the ball's not moving or people just aren't. The spacing is bad, or we have 4 guys on one side of the floor, and it doesn't really look like guys are comfortable.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of that comes with just playing, right? You just have to play 5-on-5 and figure out what works, what doesn't work, and then us potentially older guys coming in, just letting them know what works for us, what worked, what's good basketball, what's bad basketball. And then Dave, like you said, I think just every day coming in with a worker's mindset. I think it's very easy to just fall in love with one aspect of it. So you come in, you're like, I'm just going to get shots up. I'm going to go out and do everything I can on the floor. I'm going to work as hard as I can, but maybe in the weight room or conditioning wise, I'm not going to give it my all. So it's got to be a consistent all around, day by day, kind of chopping wood kind of situation. Otherwise, I just think you're really missing something. And I'm not patting ourselves on the back, but I feel like the summers were our time to just get after it and figure out who we were, and let's, like you guys said, let's compete and let's get after it. So I can't speak to what they've been like, last summer or how that competition was, but they could definitely benefit from a little bit of that.
Oh man, most definitely. Our summers were crazy. Just competing, us in the gym, Deeb's going crazy, talking and screaming all day. ET mad, running out of workout drills because he lost to us, trying to figure out why. I mean, everything was a competition with us, and I think that's what made us, so close and together. And I mean, it's difficult to say. Why can't they do the same thing? But everybody's not the same, of course, like we know. But like you say, if they stay consistent, then I think it's for sure something that we'll see much improve but for next season. So we're going to talk about this tournament. We got predictions. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. I see us at least making it to Saturday versus Purdue. You guys touched on it a little bit. I think we get this first Wisconsin win, and then an Iowa game that we can for sure win. Depending on how they're feeling. Of course, they're an offensive team, so if we go out there and Ice can set the tone and things like that, and Felix continues to be effective like he is, then I think we can get that W as well. And then coming off a Michigan State loss, that's 2 games we got under our belt, and they've been at home, chilling, so they're kind of cold. I think that's another one. It's going to be a battle, but we can get it done. And then after that, it's a little toss-up. Purdue, we faced them and had great opportunities to win, but Player of the Year, it's going to be tough. We don't do good with trapping in the post.
Yeah, without Zed. Yeah.
So that one's going to be another story. But I at least see the Buckeyes getting to Saturday. And after that, we'll see what happens. It's a toss-up. But any of y'all going? Y'all going to the Big Ten tournament or no?
I'll be down there with you.
If
they win, I'll go to the game.
Craft, you got to go to school. Okay,
Craft, pull up with me. Come on, baby. Craft, let's go.
Oh, where you going?
Yeah, I'll be down
Fly me
there.
over, man.
It'll be the weekend.
They got to make it to
Saturday.
They're going to make it to Saturday like Dave said, so I'll be down there and hit me a game.
1 o'clock. Saturday.
I'm going one day at a time.
I'll be honest with you. It all depends on our seniors, man. If Justice comes out and plays, yeah, no.
Our one senior,
too, Sean too. As long as they come out and they play with a sense of urgency and want to play, it's easy at this stage where you can just start packing it in and get ready for the next following year. But as long as they come out and they play with a sense of urgency and they want to play and they want to compete with their teammates, then we have a chance. But, from Wednesday to Saturday, playing every day, that's going to be tough. That's just going to be tough. But I think we got a young enough group to do it. I think our medical staff is good enough. Our coaches are wise enough. I think we got a deep enough bench if he wants to go that deep into his bench, knowing that, we got a long haul to try to get to a Sunday and try to make the NCAA tournament. So I think it's going to be a little bit of everything. It's going to be playing. It's going to be coaching. It's going to be a little bit of everything this weekend. But our mindset got to be, bring our hard hat. And, if somebody don't got a mask like this on, ready to hoop, then we gonna be in trouble. We're going to be in trouble.
Wow. Man. Craft, what's your predictions? We've been terrible for real all year with our predictions. I don't think we got
not been, they haven't helped us out really.
Nah, not at all.
No, I if we come in tomorrow, I think, I think is a very winnable game. But Wisconsin's still fighting for something too. So it can be a challenge. I think it all depends on how the weekend is going to go, as how we approach the game tomorrow. Like I think the beginning of the game is going to kind of show us how we approach the whole weekend. Like Sully said, are we here for, are we here to just experience it? Let's get a game under our belt and see what happens. Or are we going to go out and just attack this thing and give it all we can? And then let's figure out where the dust settles after that. Because, Wisconsin's a good enough team that if we're kind of lackadaisical and not doing what we need to do, then, they're going to take advantage and figure out a way to win, just like they did here when we played them. So I like our chances. And like I said earlier, I honestly thought we were going to play well at Iowa, whatever it was a couple weeks ago. And they just got extra hot in the last 5 minutes of that first half. So I still think we can beat them. I think we're playing better than we were back then. And then who knows? We'll see. The third game in 3 days with a group that's young, it's possible. They still have some AAU left in their legs. So
that's everybody. That's the whole basketball. That's how it is now in the AAU. That's just the whole game now. So we getting old out here, guys.
They're gonna eat a little better than McDonald's and Golden Corral between their games too. So
and they're not staying in a Motel 6.
Don't sleep on that.
Good days,
McDonald's
man.
and Golden
Good
Corral
days.
got a lot of W's, which I mean.
Boy, Wendy's. That's
you right. It was not. I'm just saying it wasn't great for my body.
Dave, we was when it was Big and Tasty start popping. Big and Tasties and the McChickens was a good old days. What?
No, that's definitely.
Shout out to Mickey D's.
McNasty.
All right, we got the one last segment, Word on Campus. There's really no word on campus anymore. The season is over. The season is over for us. This is it. This is the last hoorah, basically. So, any endings for anybody that y'all want to say or shout out? I'll shout out Sully. Happy belated
Appreciate
birthday.
it.
Belated, my
That's
God.
the word on campus for us,
Appreciate it.
man. We show you some love.
And you just
all
went
way
off the
over
other day
here.
too, right?
Yeah.
30, 13, and 8 or something like that?
Yeah, something like.
Yeah, something like I see you.
I got you. Yeah, we got any tweets or questions from the Twitter fam that we got?
Quick.
We can talk about.
Quick shout out to the women's team. They got absolutely blasted
That's a good one.
by Iowa in the final, but they made it to the final. The biggest comeback in Big Ten tournament history in the semifinal against Indiana.
28 points, 24 points, something like that.
Yeah, it was like 24 or 25 or something. So they came back and won that game, and then just didn't have Caitlin Clark's really good, but
She went crazy.
they're gonna. I think they're gonna host in the in the NCAA tournament, which is great for them. Their JC just came back.
She's huge.
A really good player that they missed.
Yeah.
So excited to see what they could do. Made the Sweet 16 last year. We'll see what they do moving forward.
They can make a run. They can
big
definitely
run.
make a run. So make sure y'all
they have-
show y'all support. Show y'all love.
Also,
And the tournament's made for guards,
true.
right?
Yeah, always.
So and they have
We
the
do.
guards.
Also, shout out to people showing support to the women's team, man. They had the largest attendance in Big Ten tournament history. I think it was like 9,000 or something. So our women's game is moving in the right
And they
direction.
were in
Absolutely.
And they were in like Minnesota
Yeah.
for that game, so which is impressive that many people went, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So I do have. There's one Twitter question Sully sent a while back from our friend Eric. He's asking, with the state of college basketball and the transfer portal, what does a perfect transfer look like for us? Because I think it's kind of naive to say we're not going to get at least one transfer, one or two, right?
That's a good one.
So
for sure.
what's a perfect fit of a transfer look like for us?
For me, I'll touch on. We already know we got guards and wings. I would say a big man and a combo guard. I would say. Ice is going to be leaving. We're going to need guys who can create.
Justice, too.
Yeah, Justice is going to be gone
Sean,
too. Sean, shooters. So a combo guard who can, play the one, make plays, and score, off the ball as well. And then a big man because Zed, he's going to be coming back from injury. Felix, I think he's going to keep progressing, but just one more big man to keep in our pocket. I think will be another good fit with so many, freshmen coming in. I think everything else is kind of, filled already with those positions.
I think veteran leadership, bro, from the guard spot. veteran leadership will be perfect for us, just because we need somebody that's been there before. Like, this group that's going in, that's about to come in, we're essentially starting over. Zed's the only one that's ever played a NCAA tournament game from next year. So we need somebody that's been in those trenches, been there before, and can help lead the way as we go through this thing with a young group. I mean, essentially we might have 5 sophomores come back. Then we got 4 or 5 freshmen coming in, and then you got Zed. So we got to find somebody that knows. We got to find somebody that knows how to win, who's been there before, and just can be unselfish. We're not looking for the top scorer, the top rebounder, the top shot blocker, but we're looking for somebody that has a presence in the locker room.
Yeah, I totally agree with Dave and Sully. I was gonna say a veteran combo. Somebody that can, like you say, Dave, somebody that can just get in there and create the offense and can play off of the ball also. I don't feel like we had enough people that can get in there and create. Like, we can get to the paint, but then like most times they'll dribble out or not even, just turn their back type thing. So I think we need a guard, like a combo guard that can get in and that can play off the ball. So.
Yeah, like D. Washington is perfect for us. Exactly. We need another one of those
I
in the
think
portal somewhere.
It really depends on what Bryce does. I think that's true too. What he decides to do is going to dictate kind of the person we need to go after in the portal, because if he comes back, we don't need to go after a guy that's going to, score and fill it up. We need a guy like you guys are talking about that's going to fill these cracks and be a leader. But if he leaves, I think we have to look at someone that's probably a little more focused on scoring. Like, who's going to be our leading scorer next year if Bryce leaves? Is he on our team? Is he coming from a different team? Those are questions that we kind of have to figure out and answer. And I think our freshmen are great, but I'm not super comfortable and confident coming into a season leaning on a freshman that's never played a college game and say, all right, here you go. No, we need you to get us 15 to 17 a game, because obviously, it didn't work for us this year. And Bryce is a great player, but it was a lot. So no, he had EJ, so that's different.
That's different. It's definitely
very different.
Definitely different.
So I think it depends on what Bryce does. If we want to find that perfect fit, I agree. A little bit of size. Zed will come back. He had his surgery, and obviously, hopefully he comes back strong and feeling good. And we have the freshman big coming in too. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But I think it depends on what Bryce for this transfer portal.
We shall see. We shall see. Shout out to Bryce too.
We're missing a Kyle.
Yeah,
that's what we're really missing. Yeah,
those glue guys.
They different.
As they
create the team. I'm not gonna lie. Glue guys create the team.
Do those even exist anymore?
Yeah, but I'm gonna shout out Bryce too, making 3rd team All Big Ten.
Oh, really? Congratulations! Absolutely.
That was big, especially as a freshman.
Absolutely,
especially as a freshman. But all righty, we're gonna be signing off. We appreciate y'all tuning in with us. We'll see. We might have one more episode next year. Next week. Not next year. We're looking at next year already.
We see your predictions, Lighty.
Right. He talking about Saturday. Right.
Dave's out. Dave's gone.
It's gonna be next week, just to give y'all the overhaul of the season, see how things went. But keep liking, keep subscribing, keep clicking, keep sending us questions, and keep rocking with Karma's crew, man. We appreciate y'all.
Beyond the Big Ten is a network of podcasts that aims to be your go-to resource for all things Big Ten. We cover the entire conference with shows hosted by ex-players and athletic alumni, aiming to be your go-to source of information and entertainment for your favorite team. Hosted by ex-Big Ten players, media, and insiders, our podcasts are focused on giving diehard fans and those alums an inside scoop about the teams and people that make the Big Ten Conference one of the most watched and most talked about conferences in sports. We're excited to talk Big Ten basketball with you wherever you may be. Subscribe now.